haven't tried these 5-seed almond bars yet.
The bag is just holding on for dear life.
Finally addressing my skewer craving after, what, like 2 weeks? Here's my breakfast. I'm kind of out of groceries, so I'm making do with what I have from last week. We have some Greek yogurt, and I've added a little bit of cinnamon. I really like this as a snack and a dip for apple slices. So just Honeycrisp slices, and when you dunk them in, it really tastes like a healthier apple pie. Seriously. I soft-boiled a couple of eggs. My method for doing this is actually steaming them by doing a small layer of water at the bottom of a pot, and then when that boils, you add your eggs in, and you set a timer for 7 or 8 minutes depending on the firmness that you like. And then, of course, we have a morning matcha. It looks really green because I keep on adding more tea powder thinking that'll improve the flavor. I for some reason can't really taste the flavor of this matcha. This is the sweet teki matcha from Kettle. Yeah, I don't know, it doesn't have a very distinctive smell or taste, so I'm tasting more of the milk than anything, but there's a subtle matcha flavor to it. Just added a little bit of salt and pepper, of course, and it tastes so good. I learned this method of boiling eggs from Cafe Maddie, so I'll link the instructions below. It's like a TikTok for short. It has been super foolproof, and it's so much faster than having to like boil an entire pot of water. I'm pretty much starting this morning off by editing reels. I posted a video last week about how to survive / deal with corporate burnout, and this week I want to cut a bunch of short clips from it so that I can post it to my Instagram and TikTok, and then people will know that the video is out, and also if the content interests them, then they might either just look at the reel or like go to the video. It's a pretty busy week. Like, I feel like I've been keeping myself pretty occupied despite not having a job, mainly because I've been working so hard on the social media stuff, but this week in particular, I'm starting a new project, which I'm gonna be starting to do this project over the next couple of months. So I'm still applying to jobs, and I'm still doing my usual social media stuff. So I'm pretty much just like getting extra busy, but it's also something I'm really excited about. I think that's really motivating me. We'll see how like things go over the weeks, but I'm gonna try to learn some systems to help keep me on track and make sure that I still have time to like, I don't know, play Animal Crossing at the end of the day, because like I think we all need that. I was told last week by one of my friends who used to be a barista, and I think she does like different customer service jobs. She mentioned that for cafes in particular, she does recommend going in and handing resumes in person. So I'm gonna print copies of my resume at the library, and throughout this week I'm gonna try and go in person to cafes and hand them out. Trying to aim for like 10 to 15 this week because I haven't been applying the last couple of weeks. I've been just trying to get more information and like connect with people. So I'm gonna actually do more applications this week. Really prioritizing those like follow-ups because I think otherwise I have this fear of like my resume just getting hurled into a black hole. It's interesting to know that like handing out resume still works at all, because I feel like it's easy to lose track of physical papers and stuff, but we'll find out. Also, I added a little bit more sweetener, and I think it tastes better. I wonder if I just haven't been using enough sweetener in my matcha, because now I can actually taste like there's tea in here. I could before, but it had more of the bitter taste than any other, like, it doesn't have that like yummy like tea flavor, you know? Anyway. I want to start by challenging the idea that
how's it going?
Good, thank you. I'm back from my quick Trader Joe's trip, and I picked up a sandwich from the fridge section, which I was surprised that these sandwiches are as good as they are, but it's the chicken and cheddar sandwich with cranberry seeded wheat bread, and it's super yummy, so I'm gonna eat this for lunch. Hello! I've been hard at work for the last 4.5 hours. Honestly, it's not been as... well, I don't want to say that it's not been as productive as I thought. It's just that, like, I'm working on a lot of scripting and it's taking a lot longer than I expected. Also, I transferred a bunch of footage and I didn't expect that to take, like, an hour and a half to fully transfer. I have no idea what's going on there. But it's almost 6:30 and I'm about to go and prep some dinner. And then I have to decide after dinner, like, what I want to focus on, because I was going to dedicate the time to practice sight singing, and I think I should still do that. I didn't get to start editing the YouTube vlog for this week. It's just, like, such a busy week that I feel like I should get some work in on the editing. Okay, this is a really big video. I think this is gonna be a greater than 20-minute video, so I fear I do really need to start on the editing for this. Kind of a weird mishmash of things for dinner, but I'm trying to keep track of my calorie intake. So we've got some tabbouli from Trader Joe's, the frozen chicken wings, the pork pot stickers, all from Trader Joe's. You know, everything's from Trader Joe's. I love Trader Joe's so much. I was gonna say I'm a Trader Joe's hoe, but anyway, the lemon cake for dessert. It is so good, but it is also like 300 calories for a slice that size. So are we surprised? Anyway, I'm gonna eat and then, you know, just do whatever I do this evening, but I'll see you tomorrow. I haven't tried these 5-seed almond bars yet from Trader Joe's, but I had heard that they're like soft and taste like gingerbread, and the nutrition facts are okay for breakfast, so cheers. That's pretty good. I really like that as like a healthy breakfast option. To my matcha this morning, I added maple syrup and a little bit of salt. I woke up this morning and I was just like pretty tired. I think yesterday I worked a little too hard because I pretty much was like doing so much like content, editing, scripting, and then in the evening I ended up watching a few videos just like how to get good formats for your short form content. There's just so much in my mind right now and it feels like I was just focused for way too long, so I think I'm starting the morning off a bit slower. I'm gonna have a call in a bit with somebody I've been trying to get in touch with to learn more about becoming a barista, and I'm gonna spend the morning until then just kind of like trying to take notes of everything I learned yesterday, almost like journal my thoughts a little bit, and then do a little bit of video editing if I have the time, but I'm just gonna take things a bit slower this morning. Afternoon, I'm planning to do a bunch of errands, so I'm gonna be running around. It's almost 1:30 and I have just been editing for the last few hours. The rough cut is just like a 30-minute video of me talking, so there's a lot of work to do there. I'm just gonna heat up some food. I'm just having some chicken wings and tabbouli for lunch, but honestly, I'm not feeling really hungry. I'm also thinking of going to the Woolly Pig later tonight, since it's right by the climbing gym. I think that will actually be a lot of food. What is it, like 6:30? No, just like 6 o'clock. And I'm having unusually bad anxiety, self-consciousness. Hard for me to actually explain where it comes from. I've been trying a couple times to reach this cafe owner that I've been trying to ask advice from. I would preface this by saying he's a very nice person, so I don't know what's got me feeling like socially anxious, but I think now I'm in this like headspace where there's other things that I've got to do. Like I just wasn't able to reach him, and that's okay. There's other things that I've got to do. I really want to just go to the gym, and I gotta like go get gas in order to do that. But for some reason, I just have like now a lot of fear in my head, and I feel really freaked out for some reason. I don't want to put myself in a position where I just like get in the car and start driving, because I don't think driving anxious and scared is like good for me. But there's actually nothing that I would rather do, because I really just want to go get dinner and then go climb. I think I'm just in a funky headspace right now, so I think I'm gonna maybe play a little bit of Animal Crossing to try to at least get out of the funk, and then I can move on with my evening a little bit. Good morning. I have made my matcha latte for the morning. It's actually kind of late now. It's like 10. I'm gonna have a couple of the 5-seed almond bars because I don't want to have a big breakfast since it's so late. Gonna try to keep myself on a schedule so that I can still eat lunch later. I sort of crashed out last night. I mean, I told you about how I was feeling really anxious, like physically, so I played a little bit of Animal Crossing, and then I had a good cry while doing that. I think I'm just putting, or it's not exactly that I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself. I think in some ways I am, but I think I'm finding myself, it's kind of like what I said last vlog, which is I'm internalizing a lot of things that I feel like, a lot of messages that I'm getting from other people, and it's making me feel kind of bad, I don't know, unworthy, even though like I don't personally believe that about myself. As I was editing my vlog last week, I just found myself seeing myself like come up with all these excuses for why I haven't gone out and just submitted a bunch of applications. And then I thought I was gonna connect somebody from the industry, and that didn't end up really panning out. And I realized through that process though, I'm not sure that I really needed that. I think I was just kind of like doing what I thought I should, because it's kind of hard to feel human when you just like, I don't know, are submitting a bunch of applications and not hearing back. And I'm taking that past experience from working in corporate into my expectations for what I think this job search should look like. I don't know, that's just not effective. Like, it gives me a bunch of reasons to put off and say like, this is not enough. But what I really need is to just like put in the effort. That's like it, you know? Like, who cares what exactly the outcome is? I need to be putting in the effort. And ideally it should be fun. It should be fun to like go into these cafes and ask if they're hiring and get to know people. But I felt so anxious. I felt a lot of this like social anxiety that I haven't really felt since like, I don't know, since I was a teenager. Anyway, today's gonna be much more of an on-the-go type of day, so I'm gonna take it a little easier this morning. I'm actually kicking off my job search today. Slight change in plans. Instead of being out and about a ton this afternoon, we're actually gonna be out and about in the evening. Anyway, I'm having pasta for lunch. It is like 1:30. It's such a, I don't know, slow kind of day today for me.
We have standard layers from After Effects. On the right, we have a node graph from DaVinci Resolve's Fusion. Now, to be layers ever did, because I'm gonna
Hey guys, I'm in the car and we're about to go run some errands just throughout tonight. I'm gonna go pick up my partner and we are gonna go get our car washed, Ranch 99 and Costco runs. Yeah, let's get going. For dinner, we went to Kevin's Noodle House, which serves fun Vietnamese noodles. I ordered the beef stew, and this time I tried the wide noodles, which turns out I like them a lot.
Thank you.
Then we went to 99 Ranch, and we were looking for skewers and malatang ingredients.
I think the mala sauce is the one that the girl used in the video was like from H-Mart though. It was like Korean.
Mala red oil chili sauce. Wow, I'm pretty full. Okay, found them.
How many are in here?
Looking for quail eggs. Okay, I guess I just didn't look carefully enough because they're here. There's 5 kinds of quail eggs. I'm gonna look for a Napa cabbage. This is the haul. It's just me. The bag is just holding on for dear life, too. Oh, my matcha is especially good this morning. I have no idea why. I tried to make a little yogurt bowl this morning. Today I just crumbled the bars on top. They do have that like gingerbready vibe, so I'm pretty sure this is gonna be amazing. Cheers. I just had this realization that, you know, that like Greek yogurt cheesecake thing that's been going around? This could literally be a healthy version of that. It's sweet enough, I would say, that it does taste kind of like cheesecake, but it's like healthier version, breakfast version. Kind of fire, actually. I got an email this morning that one of the cafes I applied to is hiring for barista front of house, and they gave me a job description review and asked if I wanted to schedule an interview. So I'm gonna like get back to them and see if I can schedule something next week. But that's really exciting. Aside from that, I am honestly thinking about applying to some matcha places. And there's a cafe that's a bit farther from where I am now, but I might move closer to it later. So there's a couple of places I still want to keep applying to. Wow, these things are actually moving along more than I would expect. I think over the last 5 years, I've definitely applied to more than 300 jobs. I've done at least 3 final interviews, but like, because nothing ever panned out, it put kind of a, I guess, damper on my mood this time around applying to jobs, even though it's so different. I just didn't know what to expect. Okay, I made a hella lazy lunch. Please don't judge. I just like don't feel like cooking anything elaborate, so I have some pot stickers from Trader Joe's, and then the chickens also. The frozen Trader Joe's ones. Yeah, lots of protein, not a lot of veggies. It's okay, I'm gonna make soup later, I think. You guys have seen this before, it's like the same pasta, just having the rest of it, which honestly I kind of miscalculated. I was expecting to make some soup, so unfortunately there's not really any like veggies or protein in this, but it's already getting to almost 7 and I definitely want to eat before going to the gym, so I don't know. I don't know how we're gonna make up for this. Yeah, I didn't really actually expect to be out yesterday, so I was gonna make the soup then. I miscalculated, so here we are. I feel like that wasn't enough food, so I ended up eating like pretty much the rest of this pineapple. It's pretty tasty. This is what it looks like. It's just dried baby pineapple. I don't know if you guys have seen these making their way around social media, but the dietary fiber on this, like 8 pieces, is equivalent to like half of your daily fiber. I'm gonna have some of these because there's really only a little bit left. I feel like it will help with the fact that I didn't have any fiber really in that meal. I just came back from climbing and I'm a little hungry, so I'm gonna make myself some toast because I don't really have any source of protein. I should at least eat something, and this is some taro bread that I got from 99 Ranch yesterday. It smells really good. In addition to my yogurt bowl, I thought I'll show you how I usually make my morning matcha. You can find a lot of tutorials online, but I'll share my top tips. First off, the type of matcha that you use will determine how much microfoam you can create. Some matcha powders just won't froth that much. I like to use the paste method, so I add a little bit of water to make sure there's no clumps, and then I add more water as I go. The temperature of the water is also really important. I always set the kettle to 176 degrees Fahrenheit. And then from here I start whisking in a zigzag motion, which creates large bubbles and then slowly breaks them up the longer that you whisk. As the bubbles get smaller, I'll lift my whisk higher to focus on breaking them up and then start whisking more gently. And then I add my sweetener to the matcha before pouring it over ice and milk to ensure it's well incorporated. Good morning and happy Friday. I'm starting off the morning with the same breakfast as yesterday because it was pretty good. I think I'm gonna watch a little YouTube while I eat.
You on me? And he's like, yeah, I am. Guys, you cannot beat this setting.
I'm having a pretty small lunch because honestly, I'm kind of out of groceries, except for some stuff that I was planning to make soup with, but I just don't have time to make a whole soup, especially when I'm gonna be heading to my boyfriend's place for the weekend. Just gonna have the rest of my dumplings, and then if I get hungry later, I actually have an apple and a little bit of Greek yogurt left as a snack. But after I eat, I'm thinking I'm gonna head over to like a public library and work on scripting for some content. So part of me feels weird. It's like the remnants of corporate life. I feel like I'm not reaching consulting levels of productivity, but that's honestly kind of hard to do. Not to say that when I worked in consulting that every single moment for the last 5 years was like I was productive. There's definitely slower days here and there in consulting as well, but definitely it like feels wrong when that's the case. If those periods where you were unstaffed on projects extended for more than like a week, it honestly felt really strange. Like it felt like I should be doing something. So I feel like that seeped into my life. There's some part of me that still wants to be doing so many different activities and to just make myself so busy, even though I'm not employed right now. And there will be times in which I will have to be really busy, but like right now is kind of an opportunity for me to create my own schedule and to just like take advantage of the time that I have, play Animal Crossing in the middle of the day. But it feels so foreign to me, and like I think when I see other like content creators or even friends who pack their schedules so busy that they really don't have time to even like socialize with me, or there's some creators where it's like kind of a fun tagline for them to make themselves so busy and kind of show that off, and they're doing really cool stuff. But I just like, I think my body rebels against going all the time, and even when my mind wants me to keep going, like I eventually hit a wall where I'm just like, I don't know, I can't live a life where I'm just working 24/7. And I even suspect for people who are really busy types and have a lot of different jobs at the same time, that like they find times to watch TV and stuff. They're just like not telling me. Anyway, that was a little bit of a rant. This will take me like 2 seconds to devour, so I'll see you at the library. For Friday night dinner, my partner and I baked those skewers that we bought from 99 Ranch, and I also stir-fried some Napa cabbage with garlic to go with it.
Skewies. Into the oven.
Finally addressing my skewer craving after, what, like 2 weeks?
What kind of stuck together in one giant mass?
It's really crunchy. The next morning, we went to check out a couple of cafes in Hayes Valley, starting with the Buoy. Yeah, the matcha looks kind of like brown color, but also mine just like looks more milk than anything.
Yeah, right? Like, I don't know. It doesn't really give me
This is really strange. No, yours is pretty good. I think yours is pretty good. Mine, the milk tastes kind of off. I think it's fine, but like, you know when milk has been in your fridge for a while and it tastes extra milky? It's kind of like that. It might be that the cream has a little salt in it. I don't know. It just tastes really milky and not like matcha. Well, the color of your matcha is like, it's the same as mine, but it's like spinach color. They're pretty good. It's not just a salad. You know what I do notice though?
That was like pretty much all I had to say. Yeah, and so I'm just like,
Ridiculous.
I never reached negative.
We had heard so much about the buoy, but we were kind of disappointed, so we ended up walking a few blocks to Loquat, and this was the highlight. The barista was really friendly, the coffee was great, and the desserts were super cute and yummy. With our coffee, they actually gave us a small, sweet little bite, which reminded me a lot of Chinese peanut candy, but it was definitely more pastry-like. They also told us that the ceramics were imported from Mexico City.
That's nice.
It's not too sweet. Like, I kind of expected the buttercream to be like American buttercream, but it's not. At dinner time, we met up with some friends at Red House in the marina. We weren't super hungry and mostly just snacked on fries, which were super good here for some reason. I'm like always seeing Chloe should cut watermelon, and she reminded me that it's a fruit I can eat. In her 30 by 30 series, like the first 6 are all just her cutting watermelon while she's talking. But like I forget that watermelon's a fruit that you can like buy and eat, you know? But yeah, we just stopped by Whole Foods on the way back from hanging out with friends, and it was really nice to catch up with them. But because we ate so late and we had so much food, I don't think we're gonna have like, I don't know, an actual dinner. We'll just snack on like fruit and other things. Usually I will cut the watermelon into spears so that's easier to eat, but then I saw like people will just cut off all of the rind and then slice it into blocks, and that sounds nice, so that's what I'm doing. This is so weird, it's just like a squishy sphere. I feel like it's so easy to cut off a large piece of the watermelon, but because there's so much melon, I kind of like don't mind it. Now that I'm looking at it, a watermelon kind of just looks like a giant tomato. When you like cut it in half. Okay, ignore the mess, but I didn't realize how much watermelon a watermelon is. So this is like maybe a 1/6 of the watermelon, and now there's 3 Tupperwares of watermelon slices and an entire like bowl full of it, but it's okay. We will share it probably. There's been a watermelon massacre. What? On Sunday morning, we went to Cafe Reveille, which does amazing breakfast plates.
Oh, that's so hot.
The thing we always get is the home-style breakfast. You can choose between bacon, avocado, and merguez, so I got merguez today. Dude, it really is just a brick, isn't it? For dinner, we used the ingredients we had bought at 99 Ranch to make malatang at home. We're having malatang for dinner. It's just bone broth plus mala sauce and then whatever like we wanted to add into it.